Stop playing Dabi like this. Just stop it. Dabi is capable of so much more. He is, without a doubt, one of the best characters in One's Justice, but this isn't the reason why he is so strong. Hey folks, my name's Globku, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you how to unleash Dabi's full potential. Dabi is probably the most popular character in One's Justice. He's up there with Deku and Todoroki, and out of the three, I believe he is the strongest. He is the best zoner in the game just because his quirk allows him to control the stage in a way that no other character can. It's incredibly easy for him to extend combos with wall splats, and he is a reset master. So if all you're doing is zoning, not only are you underutilizing Dabi, you're also predictable and super easy to punish. So let's talk about his moveset and then how to best use it. Dabi's attack button is really good. The third strike takes you up into the air, and then Dabi can actually keep attacking the enemy without the dash cancel, which is gonna be great for combos. The fifth attack also kicks the opponent pretty far, making it good for wall splats. So now picture this. Using the dash cancel after the fifth attack, you can actually cover really large distances like this, which makes wall splatting with Dabi incredibly easy. Plus, he's got other tools that allow him to change direction in case the wall is behind you. And we'll talk about these tools in a little bit. I also like his yellow attacks a lot. On the ground, he leaves this blue flame trap. The yellow attack itself is not safe on block. If the enemy mashes, they will hit you, and if that happens, the blue flame disappears. But if they take too long after blocking to mash, they will be hit with a trap. So yeah, a trap on the ground after a yellow attack, it's really good in my book. In the air, the yellow attack is sort of normal on block, easy to punish, so not that great, but I really like it when it hits since it brings the opponent back down to the ground, making it a very solid combo finisher. On block though, it is not great, so use it carefully. His red attack is phenomenal. It's really fast. It covers a good distance for a red attack. Very easy to hide in the chaos of projectiles that Dabi can create. Moving on to his special attacks, there's a lot to unpack here. First, we have Blaze, which is Dabi throwing this very slow moving orb that will slowly track the enemy. If you press the quirk button again, then the slow moving orb will speed up towards the enemy, making it an amazing zoning tool. It can be a dangerous button to press if the opponent is close to you, because it's very easy to punish you. You are vulnerable for quite a while, and if the opponent lands a hit, then the orb will completely disappear. So let that be a great reason for you not to spam this ability. Next up, we've all seen Dabi players spamming this one. The Infernal Serpent is this trail of blue flames that can be steered with your left stick. You can also hold down the quirk button to make this last longer, and it's one of the most unsafe moves in this game. Dabi has a huge recovery time after using this, so unless you are incredibly far away from your opponent, I would really not recommend doing this, because an opponent can easily dash around it. What this ability is great for, however, besides crushing noobs who don't know how to properly dash, is using this on block, because it makes every block string safe. Look at the distance this thing puts between you and your opponent. And not only that, it also deals a good amount of guard break. So it is possible that you break your opponent's guard while using this and also making your block string safe. It is an amazing move on block, not so safe when you spam it like most Dabi players do. In the air, this same quirk button doesn't really act like a flamethrower. Dabi just throws this flame, but it's not a flamethrower. Is this guide making any sense anymore? Probably not. Anyway, this is called the Plummeting Flower. Dabi throws this, and if it hits the opponent, they will burn. If not, it will leave this trap on the stage for a good period of time. I believe this is Dabi's best ability for one very simple reason. It allows Dabi to air dash towards the enemy in a pretty safe way. This is the only character that I've seen so far that is able to do this. Air dash to your opponent, attack, use the quirk. What happens next? Dabi lands. This is huge, because Dabi landing means you've just reset your block string, your combo, whatever. You can do whatever you want from here. You can continue attacking into a block string. You can mix up with a red attack. You have a ton of options because this attack allows you to land, and if the enemy isn't blocking, you can also take this into a combo that I'll teach you in a second. This makes Dabi incredibly scary, simply because it allows him to approach you from the air safely, and on top of that, it's also a very good zoning ability, since Dabi shoots it pretty fast directly at the enemy. It has limited reach, but Dabi has enough long range options already. The last special move we have for Dabi is the Fire Seal, which is a trap. Dabi can place traps on the ground or in the air, and if the opponent steps on one of them, they'll burn in a panic and agony while rolling on the ground, giving you all the time in the world to reposition yourself, looking for a wall and guide your opponent towards the biggest damage possible. This ability is also great for leaving traps on top of your opponent after you knock them down. In One's Justice, characters are usually invulnerable when they get up, unless they dash or attack. So this is great for limiting their options for sure. Finally, let's talk about his supers. His level 1, Day-Fi, is one of my least favorite supers in the game. It's bad. If you're near any wall of any sort, this thing will just miss so many times. So I avoid using this super on its own. It's really not great. On the other hand, his level 2, Kuroda, has one of the best animations in the entire game. It's really badass, but just like most level 2 supers, it lasts for way too long. They should really cut these animations short if possible. Next patch, please. Alright, now the moment you've been waiting for. Let's take all of these abilities and give you the best combos, the best setups, the best resets, and even the best zoning options for Dabi. So if you're still doing this at this point, then just get the fuck out. What are you doing? Were you even paying attention this whole time? If you want a zone, here's a more efficient way of doing it. This is way safer. Just jump, air trap, flower, orb. Air trap is gonna prevent the opponent from air dashing at you. Flower is gonna force them to move because the flower is gonna head straight into their face, and the orb is, well, it's gonna put the orb out there, because once the orb is out there, it's one click away from homing in on your opponent, which forces them to be a bit more careful when moving around. And this gives you a much safer way to approach your adversary. Now, for some specific characters, I changed this zoning formula a bit. For instance, Shoot Style Deku has this ground slide, which is great for approach, and he will completely dodge the air trap, unless I do it super close to the ground. So with Shoot Style Deku, I use ground traps a lot more. It's character specific, but feel free to tweak this formula to your liking. If you get a combo started, try this BNB. You may notice that this combo is very unconventional because we're using that feature that we spoke of earlier, where the flower allows you to land and then deal the maximum damage possible. After landing, you jump and dash towards your opponent. The timing can be tight, but you can hold the jump button after the flower to make the timing easier. It's also very important to air dash. Sometimes you can reach your opponent without that air dash, but if you don't do it, you won't get your dash cancel back for later in the combo. And this is also the combo you do when you just start from an air dash. Air dash, attack flower, and then just do the rest. Now, you should be always aiming towards a wall to extend your combo. Dabi is easy to extend with, so that should always be on your mind. And even if you don't have a wall in front of you, this combo allows you to change direction after landing. The timing is even tighter, but hey, if you want to practice it, the option is there for you. But if for some reason you cannot end in a wall splat, just go ahead and finish it with a yellow attack. Bring them back to the ground. At which point, you're not done. You don't get to rest with Dabi. You gotta always be setting up the next thing. So after you bring them back to the ground, what you're gonna do is dash towards your opponent and leave them with at least one present for when they wake up. You can leave multiple if you're fast enough, but don't feel bad if you can't do it. Just one is already plenty. Now, if they dash or press a button, the trap is gonna get them. So their options are to block or move or jump out of there, which are options that you can counter by jumping out and dashing back in. Use the flower to land and then see where you're at. If they block your approach, you keep attacking, pull out your flamethrower, maybe you'll even guard break them, or if they don't block, you can combo again. Just start over. On the other hand, if you do get a wall splat, well, then you're in for some big damage. It's time for a reset. Throw the orb and a red attack. They cannot block it. They cannot get out of this by running or mashing. This is a pure reset. And from here, you can either go into a combo or throw a super. You have just reset, so your super will deal maximum damage. Scaling has not kicked in yet, so it can be very devastating with every single wall splat since you just reset the damage scaling. And this is another one of Dabi's incredible strengths. Now, a very important note about Dabi's combos. He can only hit the opponent with a trap or a flower once per combo. If you use more than one, the enemy will just start falling out of your combo. It just does not work. So if the enemy fell for one of your traps and is now rolling on the ground like this, then your best option for a combo, it's a lot more traditional. It's a lot easier to do, doesn't deal as much damage obviously, but it's still incredibly easy to get a wall splat and a reset afterwards. Because while the opponent is rolling on the ground, you can freely reposition yourself and just look for a wall. Alright, I reckon that's enough to get you guys started. As you can see, Dabi is really good at being aggressive, despite most players just keeping their distance with him. If you get enough traps and an orb out there, you can safely dash into an opponent and make them block until their guard breaks or smash their face into a wall for some massive damage. There are a lot more resets to learn and incredible tech with Dabi. Believe me, we've only scratched the surface. But for now, that's gonna do it, folks. Is Dabi broken? Yeah, totally is, but very fun to play. And actually, I wouldn't want Dabi to be nerfed. I would love for every other character in this game to have as many options as him. Buff everyone is what I say, but let me know what you think. Also, who do you want to see me break down next? Dabi was selected thanks to your comments, so keep them coming. I'll keep making these until I'm out of characters. And if you want to support this channel, head over to Patreon. Check out the options we have there. We're gonna have My Hero 1's Justice tournament. Signups are opening very soon. So if you want to be a part of that, go premium, join us on Discord, support the channel, and participate in this tournament. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.